Here we are at it again. Coffee with yours truly, Adrian, Dragon in the sun. Fourth day of isolation. Tested positive for COVID, so what we'll be doing will be reading the Wikipedia article about COVID-19 health and financial crises. I'm grateful, thankful, gonna say the gratitude. Am yours truly, Adrian, Dragon, androgynous, pansexual founder of the dancing goddess. And the Dragon Kingdom is grateful, thankful that my rent is paid for July. My electricity bill is paid in full for July. Half of my phone bill is paid in full for July. So that trinity of bills. Fourth dimension, have coffee, have food, have some leftover halva for tonight. Thank you, farmers. Love you, kiss you, hug you. Thank you, farmers. Love you, kiss you, hug you. Thank you, farmers. Love you, kiss you, hug you. The farmers who harvest the fruits of the dance of the forgotten goddess, the sister who dances with her brother the sun. Harvest east, west, north, south, or on Hawk Island, Montreal, those fruits right now, later today, or the coming days, in the past. Thank you, love you, truckers who transport those goods. Thank you, love you, grocery store clerks. Thank you, love you. Hug you, kiss you, love you, butchers. Hug you, love you, kiss you, bakers. Hug you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Hug you, kiss you, love you, truckers. Hug you, kiss you, love you, construction workers. Hug you, kiss you, love you, bus drivers. Hug you, kiss you, love you, workers, generals on the front lines. Hug you, love you, kiss you, workers in electricity, power grids. Hydro-Quebec here in Hawk Island, Montreal. Love you, kiss you, hug you, workers in sanitation of the city of Montreal who picked up the garbage yesterday. We're gonna pick up the compost this week. Love you, hug you, kiss you. Yours truly, Eden Hanna Dragon, all general workers. Those making a bagel now, maybe preparing a coffee for a trucker who goes transporting goods across this North American civilizational collective. Love you, kiss you, hug you. Those loading and unloading trucks, loading or unloading the trucks, loading the trucks to be shipped. The dock workers in the airports, in the ports, pilots, bus drivers, railway conductors, maintaining the logistics supply chains. Love you, hug you, kiss you, cashier workers, those stacking the shelves now, those packing deliveries in warehouses wearing steel toe boots. Love you, hug you, kiss you, yours truly, Adrian Hanna Dragon, independent athlete, independent activist, independent artist, AAA fourth dimension universal spiritual teaching student, geopolitical analyst and theorist, a philosopher, independent philosopher, artist, psychosexual theorist, theorist of geopolitical finance. Adriana Dragon, yours truly. Love you, kiss you, hug you, all general workers, butchers, bakers, farmers, truckers. Love you, kiss you, hug you. Railway conductors, those operating the trains, freight trains, cargo trains, the airport supply chains, nurses, doctors, love you, kiss you, hug you. In the sun I'm grateful, thankful, although broke my work is gold, although broke my work is gold, although broke my work is gold. And let it be known that for more working during COVID than all the leaders of the free world combined. Put more work during COVID than all the leaders of the free world combined. Put more work than all the leaders of the free world combined. Proud I've created my own workout training program and system known as the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army Workout. Proud of my creation, performed more than 260. Will resume after this isolation, depending how I feel. I'm starting to feel a bit better. I'm coughing more. Throat is still sore. Coughing is still more intense. I'm not still 100%, but however, well, see how it goes, and maybe we'll perform another one right after COVID. My COVID isolation period of 5 days finishes, which is gonna be soon, on the fourth day of this COVID isolation. You're truly not perfect, far from it. Don't play it self-righteous, got issues, got vices, got lusts. Get moody, get upset, get triggered, get emotions. At some things I admit guilty, I am mediocre, average, so-so, even fucking useless. One time I'm gonna admit, I admitted before, I had a difficulty changing a light bulb. Somebody singing, that's good. Somebody singing, that's good. Some things I am mediocre. I admit I suffered, struggled, suffered, struggled, suffered, struggled. Was depressed, was down and out, out, out. Right here in the free world, Hawk Island, Montreal, as many people are, local, national, international. In my situation, I've lived many in parallel of my struggles, being suicidal and depressed, economic, financial, commercial crises, and broke, but my work is gold. $10,000 in debt to the RBC and government of Quebec, which I'm trying to trade for a weekend of hugging, kissing, instead of the $2,200 that the local government of Quebec is asking me to pay back. So my economic, financial, commercial woes aside, today, carpe diem, I have to self-isolate following the guidelines of the local health authorities here in Quebec, Hawk Island, Montreal. So I'm doing it for myself, try to balance for the self-righteous. Since I said I don't have to go out, I have all the food that I need. I can get a little I can get sun right here in front of my underground room office and temple, literally underground room office and temple. I can get sun right here in front of my underground room office and temple. I can get sun right here in my underground room office and temple. I was imagining the news outlet of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, how my project that I'm calling All Willingly Loving to support, I'll be a news outlet of citizens, allies, supporters, and subjects of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. The news will be what they do. So today there was XYZ, a million hugs given, 10 million kisses, so much food cooked, so many push-ups, so many hawks, so many exercises done, stuff like that. Painting the building, so much recycling, so much construction, XYZ. That would be the news of the dancing goddess and the dragon king. Because Kisses got am founding the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom with 718 trillions of kisses, and that one kiss sent from the queen of heaven to her sister who dances with her brother the sun, the forgotten goddess, and that kiss turned into 718 trillions of kisses, credited to Adrian Hanna Dragon. Little piece of dust, dancing and philosophizing piece of dust nonetheless, wanting to love, willing to love and love. Credited with a condition that will freely distribute to all my willingly loving allies and armies. Conditions. Pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions. Channel and sublimate our keywords to channel, sublimate the aggression. Channel, sublimate the aggression. Channel, sublimate the aggression. I have aggression in me, especially when I rap. You don't want me to start rapping. Rap in the sun, clap, 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 drink some coffee, that's what's up, clip, 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 on the rap clip. Rather do push-ups, suck a clit, lick a dick. Then come at you with that cocktail molotov, bitch. I'd rather do push-ups, eat clit, and suck dick, because I'm part of the LGBTQ community, I'm a rainbow dragon. Then come out at you with a cocktail molotov, bitch. I'd rather do that, right? So, part of my rap. I'm an Had a channel. Apply the principle that harm none. That's why the Dragon Army be of service and security, and I'm calling the creation to be for service. I'm seeing children pass on the pedestrian street and I'm seeing these children passing the pedestrian street. I'm seeing these children. I imagine the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom educational protocols. A lot of reading, but a lot of reading, creative writing or art, and not just, but also physical education. So they're passing. So imagining the educational protocols to impart to the future generations as now they're passing by would be a lot of physical education, a lot of physical education included in the curriculum from a young age with reading and creative writing for these children, for the children, for the children. I started writing it, the educational protocols, but of course it's a work in progress. And I'm not somebody who inherited wealth, economic, financial, commercial. Hey, Donald Trump. Hey, Trumpo. Trumpo. Nothing personal. So I'm sitting here in the sun and heard the children passing, imagining the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom educational protocols. We have to include a lot of physical exercise. It reminds me today that I have to keep on writing my children's book. I wrote a great one last time, a great children's book that I wrote last time. I think it's, huh? And of course, as a psychosexual theorist and analyst, independent psychosexual analyst and theorist, have my own theories and propositions and analysis. And I'm not without the lower aspects of self. Not, I do get moody, get upset. Have the irrational forces which exist within us. And it's to understand them and understand our natures, which can be very different as much as we have collective identities. Within our collective identities, there's sub-identities, sub-forces, and experiences that coalesce, and our natures can be very different. Like the levels, feelings, lust urges we have, of the whatever irrational, whatever they may be, which can be can be different even from my neighbors. XYZ common denominators, and then we have the other letters which are more diverse for the rest. Sure have common denominators, common aspiration, don't have all the solutions, all the answers. Trinity of theories, which, with all the imperfections, flaws of character that do have, I do believe that implementing Trinity of theories, known as citizen integration theory, debt refusion theory, and democratic fusion theory, Trinity of theories written over the past years, is best at this point in time, coupled with philosophies embodied in my expressions such as love is action. Philosophies embodied in my expressions such as love is action. It's just love is action. And of course, by the Trinity of theories, creating the two complementary and covenant and cooperative institutions, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, the National Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragan Army for Security and Service, with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army. Dancing Goddess Army to be for pleasure and purpose, pleasure for the body to enjoy dancing, purpose for the environment, environmental education and increased protection and practice, because we can all increase in the practices, in the practice. In the practice of the environmental practice that we do. Nice breeze. The environmental things that we do for the environment, recycling, compost, both public and private, both public and private. Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom values public-private partnership as a means forward in the 21st century, coupled with the Global Dragon Union, which believes some of my principles for the 21st century. Global Dragon Union and International Workers Alliance of the 21st century embodied in principles. One of the principles which my brothers and sisters in the workforce try to avoid gossip, gossip, gossip. It's harder, eh? It's to admit some things. I admit in some things I'm mediocre, some things I'm average, some things I'm so-so. Even in some things perhaps fucking useless, better not involve too much or learn more. I'm a great geopolitical analyst and theorist, super top geopolitical analyst and theorist. I'm a great artist, great athlete, independent artist and independent athlete, philosopher, poet, world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. Fundamentally, when dancing and poetry combined, fused together, mixed together, I'm the greatest millennial rainbow dancing poet. But not without fault, not without issues. Know a little bit about this, a little bit about that. My own experiences, self-learning, self-education, studied, struggled, suffered, pain, suffered, depressed, suicidal. On this fourth day of COVID, gonna read on COVID in a few minutes. I'm just gonna thank again, be grateful, call all willingly loving to the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom. Maybe I'm gonna get a view on the video. I like. No likes, no, no likes, no likes on the video, no views. calling all willing living to the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. Its mission, vision, and philosophy to create the two complementary and covenant and cooperative institutions, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, to be of service and security, the Dragon Army with the International Integrated Dance League, Dancing Goddess Army to be for pleasure and purpose, and of course for environmental education and protection, and the Global Dragon Union to be a union for the 21st century. Again, brothers and sisters, try to avoid gossip. Try to approach directly sometimes, because them LGBTQ have lost economic, financial, commercial continuance, options, and opportunities. There's gossip. This dude said that, this girl said that. What do you mean? Everybody deserves second and third chances. Everybody deserves second, third chances. I got second, third chances. Everybody deserves second, third chances. Redemption. My project is, of course, to incorporate across the collective of North American civilization, now collective, the collective civilization of North America, to offer amnesty for certain individuals incarcerated and to offer them the opportunity to enter the Dragon Army. Service and security services, the Dragon Army, with consent and hygiene, whatever can be offered. With consent and hygiene, whatever can be offered. Consent and hygiene, whatever can be offered. Consent and hygiene, whatever can be offered. With consent and hygiene, whatever can be offered. Consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, love, and the principle of harm none. All services on demand as requested. Of course, there's no abuse. You can't ask 3 times a day for a massage, even if you're a trucker or farmer. Allocations and counting with the account and the allocations. XYZ. Yours truly, Dragon Zero, beyond the streets, on the march east, west, north, south throughout the North American Civilizational Collective. Already been years on marching in steel-toe boots for world peace for so many years. Approved, documented on my workouts, hundreds of workout videos, documented, put in work, 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 more than the leaders of the free world combined put in work. More than the leaders of the free world combined put in work. And not without fault. So the services offered, and I fight my own wars, fight my own battles. If anybody wants, has something quarrel, XYZ with me, duo, put on gloves, tango, Rambo, Lambo, tango. Fight my own battles. I like to say, oh, none deserve second, third chances. I don't remember much about youth, adolescence, early adulthood. I remember more the past years. Much of some of struggle, some joy, like recovery, healing. Reading tens of thousands of books has made the libraries of the city known as Hawk Island, Montreal. Library is my second home, and the tens of thousands of books, my friends. I read tens of thousands of books. I'm still reading, gonna do some reading today. As a matter of fact, in about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Gonna read on COVID-19 since half tested COVID positive. Read the Wikipedia article. So I've created, developed my own workout training program system, officially titled the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army workout, aka the 300 workout. Created, made, and designed paradoxically with a World War III scenario, and another paradox, yours truly as a world peace advocate. In conjunction, however, with being a geopolitical analyst and theorist, who back in 2019 sounded the alarm back then and said that, my brothers and sisters, we are on a path towards another international conflagration. humanity is again on a path towards World War III, an international conflagration. Back in October 2019, after taking into consideration major geopolitical events which had transpired up to that moment in time, namely the US China trade war began by the Trump administration and the arrest of Kathy Meng, aka Meng Wanzhou, the chief financial officer of Huawei, by the RCMP here in Canada, to honor an extradition treaty with the United States. Consequently, the arrest or release later on a few years of Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, by authorities in China. The continuing Islamic State terrorism activities worldwide, problems across the world, major geopolitical events. I've said that humanity were again on a path towards an international conflagration, aka World War III. And I've created, made, and designed, produced the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragan Army Workout, to go hand in hand with such a scenario. 93 days later, because my first session of that I've performed, made completed of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragon Army Workout, was made, was performed October 17, 2019. Done more than 260 sessions so far. Encourage all the workout, train, exercise. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly, as I believe it is for many. Workout, train, exercise. Workout, train, exercise. Workout, train, exercise. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly, as I believe it is for many. I have been, am, and will call for the mass financing thereof and by the Dragon Army to be able to encourage people to work out, train, exercise, do push-ups, hawk squats, and do the general war integrated body training system. Okay, the Dragon Army workout. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? General war integrated body training system. Efficient, simple, effective, proud of the creation, perfection, especially for the COVID times that I've created. Made and designed to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario. Before more than 260, the first session was October 17, 2019, and integrated, and it's ongoing, and the timeline is ongoing. It's about to end soon, in the coming days, weeks, and it was designed and is, because it's ongoing with a World War III scenario. Paradoxically, me as a world peace advocate, but also in parallel with being a geopolitical analyst and theorist, a great, superb, excellent, although some things I admit a mediocre, average, so-so, but not a geopolitical analysis and complexity, analyzing divergent trends via analysis of societies, civilizations, cultures, and trade deals and past historical experience. I'm great at that. So back in 2019, October, created, made, and designed that General Integrated Body Training System. Calling all willing living to support the mission, vision, and philosophy of truly androgynous, pansexual, founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom and the Phoenix People's Party with the Global Dragon Union, Adrian Hanna Dragon, this cup of coffee in the sun, fourth day of my COVID isolation. I'm isolating on COVID and we'll read now. So thank you again. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, Farmers, thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers, for the work that you do. Farmers, man, I love you, bro. And I can give the farmers with the Dragon Army, go give them a hug, man. It's cover how food is so essential. So things we take for granted in daily life. So, but my main message is, of course, make love tonight, make love tonight, make love tonight. Otherwise, what are we fighting to save civilization for? I ask. If not, somebody's not making love now, later, somewhere in the world, some new teenagers making out, hooking up. It's cool. I'm with it. I encourage hygiene, consent, and mutual understanding and love. I'm always happy to see, especially young love, man, teenagers falling in love, holding hands, kissing. Otherwise, what are we fighting to save this civilization for? Multinational corporations, multi-millionaire CEOs of multi-billionaires, multi-millionaire artists, multi-millionaire athletes. If fighting to save for the money, for the money, for the money. Somebody's now making love tonight, not hugging, making love. Don't waste your lives following some fool's orders, man. That's my message to the youth. Make love tonight. Because my rent's paid, I'm grateful, thankful. Rent is paid in full for July. My rent's paid in full for July. My electricity bill is paid in full for July. Half of my phone bill is paid in full for July. So that Trinity bills being paid. Got food and coffee. To last me even if I have to isolate again, I'm gonna take a test again tomorrow, I guess. So we'll see. Leaders of the free world. Watch the leaders of the free world have their little piece of paper, somebody else wrote for them. They don't even have to prepare their own coffee. They don't have to cook. Look at my cooking videos in this underground room of some temple. Struggles, economic, financial, commercial struggles. A lot of it lost economic, financial, commercial continuance due to being LGBTQ. Admit it, Carl Nassib is not the only LGBTQ player in the four patriarchal sports leagues, multi-millionaire athletes. There's one on each team and have been for many years. But I understand when it's the commercial, financial pressures more than many. And as I said to my sister, sometimes my take on it is that it's easier people to go the reverse when you have been economically, financially, commercially rock bottom to go up, and it is for people are born with a silver spoon to go down. Right? Rich or poor, tall or small, great, everybody gotta eat, man. So my proposition for the creation of the the Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit, is best at this point in time. Coupled with my trinity or theories known as citizen integration theory, democratic fusion theory, and debt refusion theory. Debt refusion theory to take the existing public and private debt, for example, my private debt, 10,000. It's yours. If I'm X, if X represents private debt, and I'm X1 and you're X2, and there's hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions across the world from Canada, US, Germany, Israel, and beyond. Debt, taking the public and the private debt, refusing it, whatever the number is, pegging it in concordance with securing food, housing, and transport for all. There's a social security safety net by the Dragan Army. Food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport. Food, housing, and transport. And then working on the fourth dimension, services, the Dragon Army. Everything with consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, and love. Help with the cleaning, help with the cooking, giving a massage. All the services that can be offered with consent and hygiene. Mutual understanding and love with the principle that harm none. Unless, of course, harm none. Well, unless somebody wants a BDSM. I like my BDSM switch, BDSM switch, BDSM switch. Wants to be whipped for 30 minutes. Well, record it. The Dragon Army, somebody wants to get whipped for 30 minutes. A trucker has that pleasure. One of my fellow truckers, yeah, can I a little bit of whip for 30 minutes? I like getting whipped. Sure, brother. Let's whip you for 30 minutes. Pop, pop, pop. Let's get a neck rub, whatever. Help, whatever. All services with consent and hygiene. Mutual understanding and love principle that harm none. Cooking, cleaning, washing, helping with the children, taking them out. To do push-ups, to do squats, to do hawks, to run around, to do XYZ. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. For the 21st century. Again, Global Dragon Union. Address economic, financial, commercial inequalities, which since 1989 have grown to across the world. 1984. 1984. 84. 84 because I pinpoint in the free world 1984, November 6th is Ronald Reagan's election and his Reaganomics trickled down, which did not trickle down much. Created more economic inequalities, less affordability of mortgages and mortgages. We got to set an interest rate limits. Interest rate limits. My interest rate limit for the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, 10% on all loans, all after the debt refusion. Interest rate limit of 10%, no more than 10% on any loans. No credit cards of more than 10%, no business loans, no mortgage loans, no credit lines more than 10%. 10% after the debt refusion. A helicopter just passed. Imagining the Dragon Army with helicopters, trucks, planes, integrated public-private partnership across all institutions and organizations, integrated across social media to see in the environment. I'm gonna put it here. Helicopters seeing and connected applications, public-private partnerships, see when food, housing, and transport is secure. Have the codes red, yellow, green for the areas. Food, housing, and transport is secure. Perimeters XYZ square miles, Dragan units east, west, north, south. Dragon units east, west, north, south. Dragon units roundabout from Hawk Island, Montreal, from Hawk Island, Montreal, Hawk Island, Montreal. Securing food, housing, and transport. Primary objective of the Dragon Army. Local, national, international. Of course, first and foremost in the North American Civilizational Collective, the collective of North American civilization. The North American Civilizational Collective. North American Civilizational Collective, the collective of North American civilization. And beyond. We're just gonna go get a refill on the coffee and we'll come read on COVID. We have resumed. So calling all willingly loving thereof. Founding the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom with 718 trillions of kisses. A trillion is a billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million, a trillion is 1,000 billion, so a trillion has 12 zeros, so got 718 trillions of kisses for all my willingly loving allies and army. So got a lot of kisses for all humanity, all willingly loving human beings who want to join. Non-sectarian, the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom is non-sectarian, although do say the holy divine sacred word goddess, do say the holy sacred divine word goddess, do say the holy sacred divine word goddess. Yeah. Holy sacred divine word goddess. Forgotten goddess still dances and will dance after 1,800 dragons done with her brother the sun. May create and produce all the fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters farmers harvest for us to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. All farmers, from the even the black coffee bean, which comes from a red berry, right inside. It's a red berry. It's a red berry. There's the coffee bean, the bananas, the grapes, the tomatoes, the potatoes, the rice, the wheat, all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, and grains and grains and grains are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. That our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. To make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. Hopefully, we're gonna upgrade civilization and channel, and sublimate to aggression, to violence. Push-ups, squats, hawks, running, jogging, volunteering, giving a massage. If I got an ally, an army, a brother, or sister, feel a bit moody, a bit upset, I put my energy to give him a massage. Half an hour, 15 minutes, an hour massage, more than an hour. Anywhere between 10 minutes to 93 minutes. 156 minutes. Use it to that channel to read, because I have aggression in myself. I admit it. Get moody, get lost. I've been down and out. Spent many years, one foot on the streets, one foot in the libraries of this Hawk Island, Montreal, made the libraries my second home, and many tens of thousands of books, my friends. Struggled, suffered, read, wrote, of which, of course, the Trinity of theories, citizen integration theory, debt refusion theory, democratic fusion theory, DFT, democratic fusion theory, DRT, debt refusion theory, citizen integration theory, CIT. He's a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and philosopher, concocted the theoretical philosophy about collective of North American civilization, the North American Civilizational Collective. From Quebec, Quebecer, love French, speaks Spanish also, French, English, Spanish, Quebecer. In Montreal, Hawk Island. Can be intensity. Sometimes not that intense, sometimes moody, upset. Can use the intensity. In a parallel life, science, innovation, and technology is my chosen path. All that I know, more than 93% of my parallel self is involved in supercomputers, satellites, microchips, ICBM rockets, and software, everything to do with science, innovation, and technology. In this life, philosophy, psychosexual theory and analysis, art, the irrational, emotional, irrational aspect of life, the artistic, the poetic, spiritual, psychosexual, even the sexual, of course, the cultural, the financial, can complement it. My proposition, theoretical proposition, of course, is 2 plus 2 does equal 4, but doesn't mean we gotta write it in one color. We can write in all colors plus the black and the white. We can write it in all colors plus the black and the white. We can write it in all colors plus the black and the white. 2, we can write it in red, plus we can write one line black, the other white. The other 2, we can write it in green. The equal sign, we can write one line black, the other white. And the 4, we can write it one line in purple, one line in pink, the other in orange. So we can blend the colors of the rainbow plus the black and the white in that equation. Meaning that the irrational, emotional, psychosexual, and the sexual, psychological, and our natures can be complemented with the rational, the mathematical. Can go hand in hand together. Sometimes we gotta get a little bit crazy. We gotta get a little bit mad. Because not everything is 2 plus 2 equals 4. We need to put a little bit of color, a little bit of emotions and feelings, and subconscious. We have subconscious biases, X, Y, Z, right? In societies, different temperaments of characters, hidden lusts. Channel, exercise. For me, has-beenism will be medicine and therapy. Because I, of course, do believe that it is for many. So, we continue by reading from Wikipedia about the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic, also known as the coronavirus pandemic, is a global pandemic of coronavirus disease, COVID-19, caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS-CoV-2. The novel virus was first identified from an outbreak in Wuhan, China in December 2019. Attempts to contain it there failed, allowing the virus to spread to other areas of China and later worldwide. The World Health Organization declared a public health emergency of international concern on 30th of January 2020. That's the first time was now I'm tested positive, although I had 3 negative tests for COVID. I'm triple vaccinated. I'm triple vaccinated with 3 negative tests for COVID, although I was very sick exactly around when the health organization declared a public health emergency of international concern on the 30th of January. Began feeling sick until about February, mid-February to late February. So it lasted about 22 days. I thought I was gonna die. I was so sick, very ill disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. Many ways did die during COVID, and I'm hoping and calling all willingly loving to we move forward towards a post-COVID economic, financial, and commercial global worldwide system. Economic, financial, commercials, and social, cultural system of pleasure and purpose. Not just commercial, financial, and economic, but social and cultural and physical and philosophical of pleasure and purpose. Purpose to attain harmony between civilization and nature. Pleasure, the joy of the body, the joy and pleasures of the body, the joy and pleasure of the body. Joy and pleasure of the body. The World Health Organization declared a public health emergency of international concern on 30th of January 2020 and a pandemic on 11th of March 2020. So it wasn't declared a pandemic until March 11, 2020. So it is July 12th today, Tuesday. Started this video in the morning. Now it's 12, exactly 12 p.m. EST. It's exactly 12 p.m. EST. It's exactly 12 p.m. EST on the 12th. As of 12th of July 2022, the pandemic has caused more than 555 million cases, of which I guess I'm Adrian Hanna Dragan, Adrian H. Dragonborn, Adrian H. Dragonborn, being reborn, Adrian Hanna Dragan, Adrian H. Dragonborn, being reborn, Adrian Hanna Dragan, is one of those. The pandemic has caused more than 556 million cases and 6.35 million confirmed deaths. It's caused more than 556 million cases and 6.35 million confirmed deaths. The pandemic had caused more than 556 million cases and 6.35 million confirmed deaths. The pandemic had caused more than 556 million cases and 6.35 million confirmed deaths, making it one of the deadliest in history. COVID-19 symptoms range from undetectable to deadly. COVID-19 symptoms range from undetectable to deadly. COVID-19 symptoms range from undetectable to deadly, but mostly include fever. I had fever because I tested positive. I had fever. I'm having dry cough now, yesterday. My fever kind of went away. Dry coughing now today and yesterday. First 2 days didn't cough. Wasn't coughing much. Yesterday started coughing a lot. Today also. Fatigue. The first 2 days, yeah. So my symptoms changed over time since I've tested positive. But it's nothing as the first time. So this must be a milder variant. But I tested 3 times negative, so I must have had it 3 times then. Because 2021, I'm pretty sure I had it again. Severe illness is more likely in elderly patients and those with certain underlying medical conditions. COVID-19 transmits when people breathe in air contaminated by droplets and small airborne particles containing the virus. The risk of breathing these in is the highest when people are in close proximity. That's why I'm isolating, as the guidelines are for isolation. When people are in close proximity, but they can be inhaled over longer distances, particularly indoors. But they can be inhaled over longer distances, particularly indoors. But they can be inhaled over longer distances, particularly indoors. Transmission can also occur if contaminated fluids reach the eyes, nose, or mouth, and rarely via contaminated surfaces. Infected persons are typically contagious for 10 days. And can spread the virus even if they do not develop symptoms. Mutations have produced many strains, variants, with varying degrees of infectivity and virulence. 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 COVID-19 vaccines have been approved. I am triple vaccinated. COVID-19 vaccines have been approved and widely distributed in various countries since December 2020. Other recommended preventative measures include social distancing, wearing masks, improving ventilation and air filtration, and quarantining those who have been exposed or are symptomatic. Treatments include monoclonal antibodies, novel antiviral drugs. Had 3 Pfizers. Novel antiviral drugs and symptom control. Governmental interventions include travel restrictions, lockdowns, business restrictions and closures, workplace hazard controls, quarantines, testing systems, and tracing contacts of the infected. The pandemic triggered severe social and economic disruption around the world, including the largest global recession since the Great Depression. The pandemic triggered severe social and economic disruption around the world, including the largest global recession since the Great Depression. The pandemic triggered severe social and economic disruption around the world, including the largest global recession since the Great Depression. The largest recession, the largest global recession. Pandemic triggered severe social and economic disruption around the world, including the largest global recession since the Great Depression. The pandemic triggered severe social and economic disruption around the world, including the largest global recession. The COVID-19 recession is a global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 recession is a global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 recession is a global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The recession began in most countries in February 2020. COVID-19 recession is a global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The recession began in most countries in February 2020. COVID-19 recession is a global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The recession began in most countries in February 2020. The largest global recession since the Great Depression that began with the stock market crash October 1929. That began with the stock market crash in 1929. Widespread supply shortages, including food shortages, were caused by supply chain disruption. In 2021, as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic, global supply chains and shipments slowed, causing worldwide shortages and affecting consumer patterns. Causes of the economic slowdown included workers becoming sick with COVID-19, as well as mandates and restrictions affecting. There resulted near global lockdowns. Saw an unprecedented pollution decrease. Unprecedented pollution decreased. Educational institutions and public areas were partially or fully closed in many jurisdictions, and many events were cancelled or postponed. Misinformation circulated. Misinformation circulated. Through social media and mass media. Mass media. So on the misinformation, since it's a very topic of relevance, first and foremost, yours truly, Dragan's trinity of beliefs surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. Trinity of beliefs around the COVID-19 health and financial crises. First and foremost, do not know what caused COVID. Don't know, first and foremost. Second, believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings. The most popular is bats transmitted COVID to humans, but it could also snakes is among the popular beliefs. I believe it was snakes. There's some people who believe it was from pork or from other animals, monkeys. I love monkeys, by the way. Another snakes, the one that I believe. So I don't know for sure. I believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings, and third, since don't know for sure. Although I do believe it was snakes, but there's a doubt, meaning I cannot confirm. First and foremost, I don't know. I do believe it was snakes, but I don't know for sure. So there's a doubt. There's a question. Speculating, and I believe it was snakes, but I don't know for sure. And since don't know for sure, third, I cannot rule out another possibility. X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be, an accident in the lab, the experiment gone wrong, bioweapon, X, Y, Z other possibilities. First, this is my trinity on COVID, on the origins of COVID. My trinity has been, is, and will be this. First and foremost, I do not know for sure. Second, I believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings. And third, I cannot rule out another possibility. To that trinity, there is a fourth dimension to that trinity. And that fourth dimension is what do know for sure, without a doubt, is that before COVID, 93 days before it was declared a pandemic, more or less a few days, more than 3 months, October 17, 2019, before COVID, began affecting the world, economically, socially, always culturally, socially, economically, financially, commercially, financially, economically, socially, politically. The disruption, one of it, economic, financial, commercial, is causing the greatest economic crisis since the Great Depression. Right? And one of it, another one, fourth dimension to my trinity on COVID. My trinity being, first and foremost, I do not know for sure what caused COVID. Second, I believe it was snakes, human beings transmitted it. And third, cannot rule out another possibility. What I do know for sure is the fourth dimension is what I do know for sure 100% without a doubt is that before the COVID-19 health and financial crises, yours truly created, made, and produced what is called as the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragan Army workout, aka the 300 workout, designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in an eerie, paradoxical, and providential way resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. Since my scenario was a World War III scenario, although has parallel economic, financial, commercial crises parallel to the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it, that's what I do know for sure. Paradox of my scenario resembling the COVID-19 health and financial crisis, which my scenario was made and created to go hand in hand with the workout which I'm still performing, and still whenever I do it I still feel that I'm working out, that I'm training, that I'm exercising, and still feel that I'm exercising, working out, and training when I do it. So parallel to the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the Dragan Army workout, aka the 300 workout, which was created to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario, which resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crisis, is of course that I'm advocating for the solution, just like in my scenario, the solution being the creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragan Army, to be of security and service integrated with all public and private organizations and institutions via my trinity of theories: citizen integration theory, debt refusion theory, democratic fusion theory, creation of the UE, the creation of the UE, the creation of the UE, universal exchange unit, probably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, the eye being unique biometric identifiers to every human being, public-private partnership first and foremost, and from Hawkeye, Montreal, beyond, across the North American Civilizational Collective, across the collective of North American Civilization, across the North American Civilizational Collective, the collective of North American Civilization and beyond, public-private partnership, local, North America to the Americas, North America, Central America, South America, collective of North American Civilization first, North American Civilizational Collective first, and Pan America and worldwide, of course, Western world, calling for an immediate ceasefire and the implementation of my trinity of theories, creation of the two complementary and covenant and cooperative institutions, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, aka the Dragan Army, with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, with the aforementioned and the Global Dragon Union, the 21st Century Union for the 21st Century, the two complementary and covenant institutions to work together in a cooperative covenant way, the Dragan Army, officially International Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, to secure food, housing, and transport, secure food, housing, and transport, secure food, housing, and transport. After those three are secured, to work on the fourth dimension, to that trinity of civilization being food and housing and transport, services with consent, mutual understanding, and hygiene, and principle harm none with the principle, harm none with the principle, harm none principle, consent, mutual understanding, love and consent, principle that harm none, to offer services, whatever can be offered, principle that harm none, unless person, whatever, XYZ, farmer, trucker, grocery store, whoever, citizen, ally, supporter, subject of the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, unless you want to be spanked, don't mind spanking. Yeah, I'll get pleasure for that. Consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, and love, creating the two complementary and covenant cooperative institutions aforementioned with the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, to that trinity of antis, the fourth dimension, pro-love, pro-love, pro-love. Love is action, not just blah blah blah, to do for others. And I'm not perfect, far from it. I'm not totally selfless, flowing on clouds. I got lusts, got desires, urges, get moody, get upset. I do know a little bit about this. Got some brain and some muscle, got some brain and some muscle, got some brain and some muscle, complementary with other skills, competencies, to be integrated across all public and private institutions and organizations, the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions of the international citizen integrated social security and service force, aka Dragan Service and Security Army, the Dragan Army to be of service and security, securing food, housing, and transport, and offering the services. Dancing Goddess Army to be for harmony, to attain harmony between civilization and nature, and for pleasure and purpose, pleasure for the body, dancing as a pleasurable activity, and for Mother Nature as a ritual, and of course for environmental education and better practices in recycling, local, national, international, rural, urban, compost methods, education, and improving recycling and compost, and helping those involved in the recycling and compost and cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes. It was truly Adrian Hana Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. We will continue reading from the COVID-19 pandemic. We will go inside.